Recording. So, who wants to go for number 1?
Imperfect tense.
Mm-hmm. Should we discuss what and when we use the imperfect tense first?
Mm-hmm. Is it like French? The imperfect tense is really only in written work.
Yes,
really
you're in the So the past, right? The way to express things in the past. In German, you've got the perfect and the imperfect.
Mm-hmm.
The imperfect tends to be in writing, so you don't tend to see the perfect as often in writing. However, in speaking, so in speaking you hear the perfect more than the imperfect, but there are some verbs that you tend to use the imperfect in spoken German with. So they are sein, haben, bleiben, gehen, kommen, stehen und es gibt. So you'd say es gab, not es hat gegeben. Also the modals, so ich konnte, like that. You wouldn't say ich habe gekonnt. And verbs of saying, thinking, and feeling. So you'd say was sagten sie, not was haben sie gesagt. For example. It's also used, as we probably saw when we did our session on the passive, in the past to express past actions in the passive. So das alte Haus wurde abgerissen. So and that's a perfect. It's not really there is a perfect version of it, but it tends to be used with the imperfect. I think that's pretty much it. Or it also says here, in clauses introduced by als or wie, and in any sentence with the verb with the adverb damals. So for example, ich habe gehört, wie sie die Treppe herunterkam. So it's not, you wouldn't say ich habe gehört, wie sie die Treppe heruntergekommen ist. If that makes sense. And also to record a state or a habitual or repeated action in the past. So die Rechnung lag auf dem Tisch. The bill was lying on the table. If that makes sense. So yeah. But it's not as nuanced as the French imperfect is, I'd say. So do we know how to form the imperfect?
Yeah. I had to look it up because I'd kind of forgotten.
Yeah.
It's like T-E-T some. It's like T-E-T-E-S-T T-E. Then it's T-E-N T-E-T-T-E-N, I think.
Yeah. And the stem that you use is the present tense stem, so you just take the en off.
Apart from the irregular ones, which are really weird.
Yeah. I can go through some of the irregular ones later.
I'm not surprised. That's why most languages have weird stems.
Okay, so what are we going to put for number 1? So buchen is regular.
Buchten.
Yeah, buchten. How should I do this? Yeah, I'll just write afterwards what it is. Ja. Wir reservieren ein Hotelzimmer. Reservieren is regular.
Reservierten.
Yeah. Kaufen is regular. In the imperfect.
After?
Yeah.
I'm assuming these are all regular.
I think so. I can't remember, to be honest. I can't remember specifically going out my way to pick regular ones.
No.
They are. I think. Yeah, they are. They are all regular. Yeah, they are.
So then would the next one be dauerte?
Yeah.
So you looked wrong, so I wasn't sure.
No, that's right. It does look a bit odd. Die Kinder spielen gerne am Strand.
Spielten.
Yep. Und du willst ein Zimmer mit Bad und Dusche.
Du wolltest, no?
Yep. Perfect. Any questions so far or not?
No.
It's quite simple in the regular ones. Okay, so what are we going to have here?
Oh, hatte.
Yep. This one?
Schwammen.
Schwammen, yeah. Fliegen?
Is it flog?
Yeah, that's irregular, I think.
You're right. These ones, these are mostly irregular. But so you're right. You've got the stem is right. So the flog. That's sort of your imperfect stem. But then just look at the subject.
Oh, with the TE. Oh, yeah.
TEN. Oh, sorry, no. Hold on, let me just check. It's not. There's not a TEN. It's because that's very different.
But say it's irregular, so there is no.
It's irregular. Yeah, but yeah, but no, you said flog, so that's correct. But then you just need to check. You need to change one. You need to change. You need to add something to it.
I don't know.
No, it's a flogen because it's plural. Meine Eltern, plural.
Oh, of course.
Oh.
So you can say ich flog. That's correct. But then it's because it's plural. Ich, so, yeah, wir flogen or sie flogen. Number 4.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but I looked it up and it's a weird irregular one.
Go on,
So
have a
I
go.
got-
Pronounce it.
Oh god, I'm really bad at pronouncing Eschars.
Mhm.
Arson?
Yeah, arson.
Yeah.
And you can tell it's a long A because of the sharp S. Because
Oh right, is that why? Is that? I didn't know there was a rule. Okay.
yeah, after the 1996 spelling reforms, one of the changes was that the sharp S, or SS, I think it's called in Bavaria, is after long vowel sounds. After short vowel sounds, you get the double S, whereas after long vowel sounds, you get the sharp S. Does that make sense?
Yeah, didn't know that, but now I do.
This one?
No idea.
Is it der Bus riss 16 Uhr ab.
You correct in that you used the separable. You did the separable bit correctly. But your past participle was just written. So your verb rather. Reiste.
Oh, okay.
This one's very irregular.
The starb.
Yeah, starb infinitive.
I just think of it's really weird, but I think if you get stabbed, you die. So starb, die, same thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Shall I throw some irregular ones at you, and then you tell me what the imperfect is?
Sure.
I'll type them. Let's ease you in easily. Denken.
Wait.
Just give me the ich form.
Dachte.
Ja, dachte. Fangen.
Thanks.
Close. That's the present.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's the present. So ich fange,
Fang.
du fängst, er fängt. What was that, sorry?
Fang.
No. Very irregular. So you probably see, I'd say fangen means to catch, or to trap. I'd say you see it more with anfangen to start. So you might see anfing a lot. So it's just fing. Because if you think about it, anfangen has got fangen in it, and it's just a prefix, the an. So anfing, it must be the imperfect from fangen. So yeah, ich fing. So you'd hear something like ich fing an, or you'd read that. So you'd read that more. Kennen. So to know person or place.
Könnte.
Not quite.
That's the wrong one.
You are close. So it's ich kannte.
Oh.
Maybe if you think like bekannt. I know if you think like something's well known, like weltbekannt, worldwide, world known, like sort of world famous. Oh, here's a nice one. Laufen.
I'm just gonna guess it's similar to denken. Is it like laughter?
No. Okay, it's closer to fangen. Shall I tell you?
Yeah.
Lief. Ich lief. And on a similar one, rennen.
Ringt.
Hmm?
Ringt? Don't know.
No.
Think so.
Ich rannte. Okay, so I'll just go for a few more other common ones. Sitzen. Anyone?
No.
Ich saß. So it's
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't have got that.
sharper.
I was
Same.
gonna say that, but I thought it sounded like not like that though. I was gonna say it like such like sentence. But...
And again here it's not sass because it's got a sharp S. If it was sass, it'd be that. But it's sass, so it's a long A because it's got the sharp S after the A. So you know that it's a long vowel because that's modern German. So and that's right, just an example, just thinking about the sharp S. If something that helps you understand it, Old German used to be das, like that. But you can't have that in modern German because that's a short A, hence why it's das. So otherwise it'd be das. Does that make sense? But the old German pre-1996, what would have had an S at there. So in Der Vorleser, which is written in 1995, so a year before Duden published the Rechtschreibung, it's the das in here is with sharp S. Anyway, if that helps you remember what the sharp S actually does. Oh, here we go. Tun, yes, tun.
Tan?
Close.
Hat.
Tat, yeah, tat. Oh,
No way.
yeah, tat. And I'll just do stehen, I assume everyone knows.
Steht.
Not quite.
I feel like I've heard that.
Stand.
Yeah, stand. And I'll just this should be like running off your tongues.
Wurde.
Würden.
Yeah.
Order.
Should I do a few more, like more irregular ones?
Sure.
Bleiben.
I can only think of the perfect ones. I can't think of any of them.
Should I tell you? This is there are there are categories of ways that they change for strong verbs. So this is goes IE, sorry, EI goes to IE. So ich blieb. So the two vowels in the middle swap over. Does that make sense?
So for schreiben, it would be schrieb.
Yeah. So yeah, ich schrieb.
Yeah, but is there any like patterns within this? Because obviously otherwise they kind of become, you either have to know.
Shall I? Hold on. I'll just let me take a. I'll take a photo and then I'll try and show you, because there are some frequently occurring patterns.
It's only because I noticed canter, dachter, and there was another one. I can't remember what it was.
Hunter.
Lanta, thanks.
Yeah, there are some nice patterns. Let me just get out. Okay, I'll just imperfect German. I'm trying to get it through the textbook here. It's got quite a good list. It's not syncing. I can send it to you later.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to send it to you later because it's not loading up. Yeah, so there are. Where's the paper? There it is. The kind of patterns are these: EI goes to IE, and then back into the past participle. It goes back to. It stays in IE. So bleiben goes to blieb, goes to geblieben. Does that make sense? So you're still keeping the IE. You're not going back to the EI.
Wait, the geblieben is perfect, right?
Yeah, it's your past participle. Yeah. Then the other pattern is EI goes to I and stays at I. So a nice example of this is Gleiten goes to Glit, goes to Glitten. Like that. So that's an example of that one. Then we got E goes to A goes to O. I'll attach the pictures of the with examples of the verbs that do this onto the YouTube video, because it's quite difficult to remember. I think it's easier. Personally, I think it's easier to actually just remember the verbs rather than remembering the patterns. But whatever works for you. So that an example of that would be nehmen, quite a good one. So nehmen goes to Nahm, goes to genommen. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, then the next group is I goes to A, goes to U. An example of that would be singen singen goes to ich sang goes to gesungen.
But this probably isn't the case every single time, is it?
What do you mean?
Is this the case every time? Like IAU, that always, if there's an E, it will be A and O. If it's EI, II,
No.
EI, IE.
So this is only for strong verbs.
Oh no.
Oh,
Just verbs that are irregular. And they're just patterns. So I mean, it's quite difficult for me to explain it because I don't personally think of them in this way. I don't think of these patterns going on.
Well, I didn't know whether it would be easier this way, but if it doesn't kind of apply to a lot of them, it's kind of doesn't really work. It's easier to just learn them.
I'll show you. It applies to these, all of these, and all of these. So they are quite. I'd say they're quite common, but again, personally I find it. I don't really find it that helpful to think of them, but think about the. I wouldn't sit down, for example, and say that I want to learn the I to A to U verbs. You kind of just get used to the, or at least I find that you kind of get used to the pattern of that verb, if that makes sense. But it may help you to think of them in this way. So, I mean, let me know if you find it more helpful to think of them with this pattern going on or not.
Well, I thought it would be helpful, but I don't actually think it would be because they don't really, not all of them follow it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's kind of only helpful, it's kind of like a general rule.
it's not like French, basically.
Yeah. Shall I give you a few more sentences to translate using these irregular things?
Yeah, how much time do we have left?
I'm not sure. Honest.
It's 3:58.
So we've probably got 10 more minutes.
I need to go now, anyways, because
Okay.
I've got something on. But I will see you next week, and thank you.
That's right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so shall I give you guys some translations to do?
Yep, I'm
If
going
you'd
to
like,
be
yeah.
rusty at this, but sure.
Yeah, it depends actually. I don't know.
We'll just try and use some of these ones that are on the list. So if you just put these into the past tense. Wir fahren mit dem Zug. What's
This
that?
is one of the ones I do know because I searched this up earlier.
Hmm?
I said this is one of the only regulars I know it because I searched it up
Wir
earlier.
Führer. FUHR, is it?
Führen.
Führen. Sorry, yeah, because with wir.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Ich lese. I'll have a jeden Tag lese ich die Gedichte.
Jeden Tag lasse ich.
Ja, lass. Okay, was should I think of? It's difficult to think of stuff on the spot. Yeah, okay, ich trage eine Jacke.
Don't know what the past participle. Not past participle. Imperfect.
Yeah, because this I don't. It's not regular, is it? It's not.
No.
No, and I don't know what I'm.
I guess maybe like Trug. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh well. Okay. Oh, the Gayen is one.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Ich gehe in die Schule. What's that?
know this one. Should know this one.
Wait, Alex, are you going to take it?
It's not coming to me.
The only reason why I know this one's because I looked it up, so I'm kind of, I don't
No,
want
go
to.
for it because I'll kick myself.
Oh,
Go for it.
ging, then.
Ging.
Oh, by the
Yeah.
way, I've just realised there is time remaining on the screen, and it
Ging.
says
I know that.
9 minutes 25 seconds.
Okay. Ging, yeah, ging. I've used that as well.
Yeah, because some of these I've like used, like Doctor I use or realised.
Yeah, that I know. Yeah, this one I know as well.
But some of the other ones I've like never done.
Okay. Ja. Ja. Ich sinke. Let's think. Ja. In den Wasser. No, it's das Wasser, sorry, das Wasser. Das Wasser.
I'm assuming that means sink, to sink.
Yep.
So, yeah. I'm gonna guess because better than nothing. Sunker? I don't know.
No, that's the present.
Oh.
Same as the English, actually. Interesting.
Sink.
So,
Yeah, sank. He sunk.
oh.
Yeah. Ich.
I think.
It's kind of.
Ja. Ich werfe dem Hund.
What does that mean?
Würfe?
Werfe. I throw. I throw the ball to the dog.
Würfe?
No. Give up.
Wolf?
Close. Very close. Warf. Warf.
I'll just laugh.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Hoffentlich steht das nicht. Ja. Ich habe dir geholfen. Change that into an imperfect.
Hang on, we can go back to the EAO rule. Ich helfe dir.
That's the present.
That's,
Wait, is this regular?
No. So if I write this in the present, ich helfe dir. And I've just put it into a perfect, and just if you put the ich habe dir geholfen into the imperfect. So as Alex said, we've got this you've got this EAO. So you've got the O here, you've got the E here, and you need an A for the imperfect. So it's going to be ich. Half, yeah.
Oh right, I the reason I said helfer is because I thought we already had the A from harbour. Because I was
no.
Obviously that's still nothing to do with it.
Yeah, totally ignore harbour.
Completely different verb. Yeah, it's got a completely different verb. Yeah, no, it's just I saw it and I was like, oh, A and O, and I made the connection, but no, it's not the same word.
But no, that is in the EAO category.
Yeah.
Irregulars.
Yeah, Alex said that's why I didn't say anything because I was like, I'm just gonna get confused which verb I have to use.
Yeah, no, yeah, ignore what I said. Yeah, it's because I just saw the A in harbour and so you got the harbour, but it's a completely different word.
Recognize something.
Okay, ja, ich breche die Fenster. So das Fenster. Sorry.
Ich habe gebrochen.
Yeah. Brachte.
Very close.
Or prach.
Yeah. Ich flach. Should we do a few more, then call it a day?
Yeah, 2 more, 3 more.
2 more. 2 more.
Yeah, 2 more.
Wir, okay. Wir treffen.
Oh, I know the word. I know the imperfect for this word.
Oh yeah.
Because sometimes, like, I see it and it's like, oh no, I don't know that one. And then sometimes I see it and I think, no, I do know that one.
Is it trifft?
Traf?
Yeah.
Traf. Or treffen, sorry, because with wir.
Yeah. Und okay, ja. Ich streite mit meiner
EI.
Ich streite?
Ja. Ja, ich streite.
Treter. It's Treter, yeah. EI to I. Cool.
Should we call it a day there?
Sure.
Yeah, we only have like 3 minutes.
I'll stop the